What's happening, y'all?
Everybody.
It's your boy Q Monster here, back at it once again. We are going to go ahead and talk about Sean Combs' Reckoning
hmm
documentary
On Netflix.
on Netflix.
hmm
So, so we are going to talk about this. I'm pretty sure everybody already, you know, been keeping their eyes on the media. They've been paying attention on the news. We've seen the allegations, we've seen all the footage.
hmm
you know, a lot of stuff that was kind of just left out in this documentary though, because I mean they kind of just I don't know trimmed them out and everything somehow. But yeah, they kind of left out some stuff. But we started seeing some new stuff that we've been seeing in the documentary that we did not really know about.
Yep.
So
So that's what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about all of the new things that we learned or that they were trying to, I guess, kind of portray in the Netflix series. So the Netflix series is about 4 episodes, and we are just going to start out talking about the things that we did not know about. So one of the things that we were talking about recently was like all the sexual stuff and the sexual assaults and the coercion and all the stuff that we've been hearing about is that this actually started a long time ago
yeah,
before the media is what it is today, where it just exposes everything and social media exposes everything. It had started back in like the 90s at a
yeah,
basketball game where he had allegedly sexually assaulted a young woman back then.
hmm,
And it kind of started there and has gone on over and over and over and over again.
yeah.
So that is one of the things that they demonstrated, a pattern of him misusing his power and his
Hmm.
position. So, what else did you learn that was new that you didn't know about before?
I mean, some of the stuff that was new that I guess he must have like sexually assaulted men as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back in his day and everything, which it kind of did shock me, and I'm just like, bruh. So I guess he was like always that way, from what I've discovered. You
Mm-hmm.
know, some parts on that scene that what they was mentioning about, because I mean, like, man, like this dude was just
Reckless.
reckless, way too reckless, way too reckless. I mean, like I said, that's dark.
Yeah.
That's dark. And some other new stuff I did not really realize is that his mom was like throwing out parties as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw that part, that's when I started kind of getting the idea, about all this little freak offs that he's been doing.
I thought the same thing. It
So
seems like since he was a young child, I didn't. I heard a little bit about his mom before. Almost that they just had like a weird, inappropriate like relationship a little bit.
mm-hmm,
But I didn't know about his dad, and that I guess his dad had been like a big drug dealer in their
yeah,
neighborhood in Harlem, and that he actually got murdered when P Diddy was very young, like I think like still like a baby or a toddler, and his mom was very much like dominant. She had to take care of him, but she had a lot going on. They don't go into detail, but they like make these little like they insinuate things about how bad his childhood was, and I'm sure it was a mixture of good and bad, but that they were having like a lot of parties and that a lot of people were in the house, and that was the 90s, so I don't know if there was like a lot of drinking and drug use, and
mm-hmm,
um then like one of his friends, I think the one who he ends up like robbing for everything,
mm-hmm,
talks about how like Sean P Diddy Combs would get beat like really bad, like not like the normal, you get hit by your mom, your dad,
yeah, yeah,
not those kind of like normal whoopings, but like the way he described it. Well, he didn't even describe it. He didn't even. He just looked like traumatized. Even
yeah,
he was like, oh, I hate even thinking about it.
mm-hmm,
So it must have been pretty bad. So, um, I also wondered if like P Diddy had like when he was a child, if he experienced a lot of sexual assaults, just because it seemed like that was kind of the pattern of what he did to other people.
mm-hmm,
Doesn't have to be that way, but I just wondered that as well.
yeah,
One other big thing that you see in this documentary is, and again, this is all very subjective, and it's just all of these people that knew him for a long time, that he's kind of wronged over the years, who he's done wrong and treated badly, they're all kind of coming together and like kind of painting this narrative of him. So we don't know if this narrative or this documentary is 100% accurate, right? Because there's no like proof that any of this has happened. But the way that they kind of weave the storyline together and bring everybody that was really, really close to him, from his assistant to his like right hand man who ran Bad Boy with him over the years, to his artists, to producers, just so many people, his girlfriend, you know, just so many people that have worked with him. They paint him out to be this person who was very manipulative, who had something to do with Biggie and Tupac's killing. It's almost hard not to believe, though, because these are the people that worked for him. These are the people that were renting cars and even had suspicions back then about these things. And it's hard not to believe, but there was a lot of that in here.
Yeah.
And you just don't really know what's true and what's not true.
Yeah.
So there was a lot. There was a lot in here. So if you have some time, I would recommend it. I mean, it's a little bit, I think a lot of people are saying that because 50 Cent is P. Diddy's, like, they're like always like at odds, or they've had problems over the years.
Yeah.
They're saying that like a lot of the stuff in the documentary, if our worst enemies did a documentary about us, they're gonna portray us in the worst way possible, right? So I don't know how true all of this stuff is, or if he just weaved it together really good because he's a good storyteller, you know? So I don't know, but a lot of it seems very believable. But what do you think?
I agree. I mean, a lot of stuff seems kind of sus, you know what I'm saying, of what was going on behind the scenes with this man, you know what I'm saying, because like I said, man, I mean, hey, a lot of stuff just been swept under the rug, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, it's, like I said, he just like, you know, seems kind of strange.
Money and power,
you know?
money and power.
Yeah, it's all about the money and power, you know what I'm saying, because this dude was really just trying to chase fame. And the part when I was hearing about that he was always jealous about Tupac.
Ooh, I want to talk about that, yeah.
You know, I mean, and plus I'm hearing stuff on the videos on YouTube, people saying that he the one who set out the hit on this dude, on Tupac. And that's been a rumor for a long time, even way before anybody has, any of this like racketeering stuff has come up. Yeah. They do demonstrate that in the documentary. They basically say that Biggie and Tupac were like good friends. Like they were never like these West Coast, East Coast beef. Like they were good friends. And that like P. Diddy was almost this like what we call in therapy is where a person that is very insecure or jealous, they do like a triangulation type of thing, where like they kind of like come in and they speak bad about a person that's not there, to kind of try to turn the other person against them. And it almost seems like that's what he did. Like he came in and he was trying to put a wedge between Biggie and Tupac, because they did kind of have this very good alliance. They were the talented artists. I mean, the two best of our generation. And he like kind of came and kind of like made them kind of go against each other to kind of control the narrative and to maintain power. But what I got from him in the documentary was that he was just really like there was a lot of jealousy and insecurity, but like I think he really did have a problem with Tupac because, you know, everyone knows that he was well liked, he was charismatic, he was, you know, like one of the, like he's like a once in a lifetime generational artist, rapper, whatever, even actor. Like he did so many things, and I don't think that P. Diddy could compare to that. It almost seemed like P. Diddy had like he wasn't likable. Like people, like he lured people in with his money. And with his money and his power, but not just because he was talented or because people wanted to be around him. It's almost like he like fished, he like hooked people on with like a hook, and he was like, I want to string you along, and I'm gonna like promise you all these things and make you think you're gonna have this, but I don't know if anybody genuinely liked him. Does that make sense? Where like Tupac, I mean,
he's been gone for how long and everybody still loves
Yeah.
him, you know?
Everybody still loves
Yeah.
him.
So I think that there was a lot of jealousy, and I think that he, just based on what they presented in the documentary, it almost seems like he really did a lot of manipulative, devious, evil
Mm-hmm.
stuff that led to not only Tupac getting killed, but to Biggie getting killed. And what's weird, and I should have known this growing up, but I guess I just didn't think about it all the time,
Yeah.
is that like they're like where they got killed, it's both in on like the Las Vegas Strip. You've been there before.
Yeah.
I've never been to Las Vegas, but like if you can't find the people who did that, and it's on one of the busiest, most tourist streets in
Yeah.
America,
It is
like
busy.
isn't that weird? Like
Yeah.
so because he's had so much money, because he has robbed pretty much every person that he's worked with, he has pretty much robbed them.
Yeah.
Either got them to work for very low or almost free, or taken their stocks. Like the guy who was like his right hand man, like he took
Mm-hmm.
his stocks and then said he was going to give it back. And I mean, it's been a lot of stuff. A lot of shady stuff. So you have to watch. We could talk about it all night. You have to watch this documentary. But there's drugs. Like they were using like ketamine and cocaine, and then at the end, before he gets arrested, he was taking a medication that is typically taken for people that are in psychosis or having like hallucinations. And it wasn't even like his name wasn't even on the bottle. It was like a Frank Black or something.
Yeah.
He had a gun. So there's a lot in this documentary. We could talk about it a long time, but is there anything else that stood out to you that you want to talk about?
I mean, I really don't think of nothing else. I mean, like I said, plus, you know, they did talk about all the baby oil and everything and all that stuff. You know, I did have to throw that out there. But yeah,
That baby oil will not go away.
it would not go away. Because like I said, they kept on showing that throughout each episode when we were watching. I'm just like, bro, this dude was really just.
They said he had, when they arrested him in the hotel in Manhattan, they said that he had some baby oil in there. I'm like, after what he's been through, I would have got rid of all the baby oil.
Exactly.
Like, baby oil would have triggered me. There's one part that I do want to talk about when they're in the hotel, because I guess the footage of that he didn't want to be seen was the footage that he was recording, because he was trying to do his own deal with Netflix.
Yeah.
And then he found out that he wasn't going to have control over all the clips that were released. And that's when I guess he backed out. But somehow they got his footage to use it. And he's telling his son, Justin Combs, in the documentary, this dude just is dumb. He's like, what does he say, babe?
He said, God told me not to do nothing.
He keeps telling his son, God told me not to do nothing, so you better do something.
You better do something.
And
you figure it out.
Yeah, he's telling his son, who like is like, he looks like he's 12 years old, even though I think Justin Combs is like a young adult. But he's like telling him like, you better do something. And his son is like with the phone like
what? Like, he clueless on that part.
Like I don't really know what you've been doing.
Yeah,
man.
Like this is your problem.
Right.
Like, come on now.
So yeah, so you have to watch it. There's a lot of sick stuff in here. A lot of stuff you may learn, or maybe you won't. Maybe it's stuff you already knew. But but it was okay.
It was okay. Like I said, it was a pretty good documentary. I mean, like I said, I know you know, Big 50, you know, 50 Cent, you know, he's getting a lot of hate, you know what I'm saying, ever since he released it and everything. But hey, you know, he want to put it out there.
He's a petty crab, because he's a Cancer. His sign is, his zodiac sign is a Cancer. So if he has problems with you, he's gonna have problems with you forever. And I think that's why he made the documentary. Wants to make his enemy look worse. So that's why it's hard to really know how much of it is true. But everybody that told the story, unless they paid them or something, it's all kind of adding up. Everybody's pretty much telling the same story. So unless they put all of them in a room together and said, this is the storyline and this is how we're going to do it, then it's very weird that they all have kind of the same story. It's a very similar pattern with each of them. Slightly different, but very similar. So anyways, what would you give this documentary?
Hey, I give it like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
You know, it was, like I said, it was pretty good shot, well, and everything, you know. Like I said, they kind of left some stuff out, but I mean, hey, they want to just put it all out there. I don't know if they're gonna add any more episodes to it, but I guess
Yeah.
that's just pretty much it. Unless that's it. I'm not for sure, but we're just gonna have to stay tuned on the media.
And
You know what I'm
see.
saying? So that's pretty much all I can say, man. Because yeah, only thing I can just say, is like I said with the last review of the documentary when I talked about Charlie Sheen, is that hey, you know, you never know what goes on behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? You never know. I mean, yeah, they can be all fun, loving, inspiring. You know what I'm saying on camera, but when it comes behind the scenes, you just don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
Right.
So that's the only that I can say about it.
He did have. They do expose that he had like 8 or 10 lawyers.
Yeah.
When he got off on these charges, and even though he got 50 months in prison this last time, he still got off on the most serious charges. So
yeah.
I think that what the point in the documentary is that he's always been able to do this. He's always been in court for that shooting with Jennifer Lopez in the 90s, to the basketball game, which was his first incident where people died.
Yeah.
To whenever that one guy took the blame for him and went to prison for like 12 years for the gun charge with the Jennifer Lopez thing.
Yeah.
It's just been it was like you have to watch it, but there's like a pattern of like he's always in legal trouble for like very serious charges, like murder. Most of the time it's like murder charges, and now they're making these accusations that he could have been responsible for doing the hit on Tupac and Biggie, which is crazy. And then he manipulates it like he that was the one part where like he like uses Biggie as like, oh, this was my best friend, and a lot of people were saying they weren't even close like that.
No.
And that he kind of, I don't know, he's a sick individual. Like he kind of creates these like friendships or relationships in his head without the other person like fully agreeing with it. And then he's like, oh yeah, that was like my brother and my only friend. And then you're like, but you got your friend killed? Like, so it's sick. But he's a sick person. I mean, he's psychotic. Yeah. Like, I would like to know what he's been diagnosed with, if anything, because he did say he went to therapy. So I assume he got like a diagnosis, but he has so much money, he probably bought, he probably just bought whatever for them to diagnose him with what he wanted and what he didn't want. But he has like a narcissistic disorder, and I don't know, I guess he has a lot of trauma, because like he just seems like he was always having to buy people. Like nobody genuinely liked him, which is sad for him. But he had a lot of problems he should have worked through. Oh, and there's like a lot of cringy parts in it. The part where like at the very end, this was his footage. He's still trying to like, he has this huge ego. And he's like, this is already like 6 days before he's about to go to jail. And he's like on the phone with some girl. Like I don't think she was anybody famous or anything. And she looks like she's probably a pretty young girl. And like he's on a FaceTime call. And she's like, he's like, yeah, I'm about to go deposit this $250 million in the bank. You like that, don't you? Tell daddy you like that. And she just like, it's just cringy, because this dude is like 80 years old, right?
Yeah.
And like he's still, it's like he's trying to like still get someone like Cassie to like him who's like 19. Like he can't get anybody like his own age or like anything like that. Just to like him for him, he has to like buy them with money. And it's very cringy. And you like, she don't know what to say. So she says like the dumbest stuff, and then it's just cringy.
Yeah.
Like you can tell like, nobody really deals with him.
Dude is sick, man.
And he's really lame. Like there's a lot of parts in here where like I feel like 50 Cent's like making fun of him too, because like with his dancing and like it's just too much. Zero talent, y'all.
Zero talent.
So anyways, we got to stop though, because we could talk about it for a while.
Yeah. This is as far as we go.
Yeah.
Like I said, y'all already know. So
yeah.
Check
it out. It's worth watching.
Check it out. It's worth watching. It's all over Netflix, so feel free to go check it out. And post your comments down below. I really want to know what you guys think, man. I know a lot of people are talking about it, so I really want to see what y'all think about it. Down in the comment section below. And if you enjoy our review on this, make sure you hit that like button, smash that like button, and always subscribe it and share it. I'm catch you guys later. Deuces.
Bye, everybody.